Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into the 5 a.m. Club. Now, this isn't just a how-to guide, it's a story, and it's one that wraps a really powerful formula for success inside a narrative that kicks off at, well, the absolute lowest point a person can hit. So let's start at this moment of pure, absolute despair. We meet a character known only as the entrepreneur. I mean, this woman was once a celebrated tech founder, a real titan in her industry, but now her whole world has just completely collapsed. And these words, they tell you just how dark things have gotten. She's thinking about the unthinkable. So what happened? Well, she got completely blindsided by her investors, and now she's about to lose the company she poured her entire life into. She's hit rock bottom. And in this moment of pure desperation, she remembers this ticket her mom gave her, a ticket to a personal development seminar. It's the last-ditch effort, really. She's just looking for anything that might pull her back from the edge. And this right here, this is what sets the stage for a potentially massive turnaround. It all kicks off with a really unexpected message, right in the middle of a packed stadium. The guy on stage, he's known simply as the Spellbinder. And for decades, this man has been an absolute master of inspiration. He's here to talk about one thing, unlocking that greatness he believes is just lying dormant inside every single one of us. And his core message is, well, it's incredibly powerful. He's basically saying that greatness isn't some kind of genetic lottery that only a few people win. Nope. He frames it as an opportunity, heck, even a responsibility, that's available to literally anyone who's willing to do the work to claim it. But then, right in the middle of this amazing speech, he just collapses. On stage, the place just erupts into chaos. And as everyone's trying to figure out what's happening, the entrepreneur bumps into another attendee, a guy called the Artist, who is just as stunned by what just went down. Okay, and this is where the story takes a turn that is, well, it's just plain bizarre. Almost unbelievable, really. So, while they're still trying to process everything, this man walks up to them. And his appearance, I mean, he looks homeless. We're talking tattered clothes, totally unkempt. But the words coming out of his mouth, they're so articulate, so profound. It's this massive, jarring contrast. He tells them that the Spellbinder's teachings are what made him a fortune. And then he makes this offer that just sounds completely nuts. He says he'll teach them the secret. All they have to do? Just meet him tomorrow morning. Oh, and he'll send his private jet to pick them up and fly them to his home in Mauritius. You know, casual. So what do, right? The entrepreneur and the artist have this massive choice. Do you just write this guy off as a total crackpot? Or do you take this huge, maybe life-changing leap of faith, all based on a gut feeling? Well, against all odds, they actually decide to show up. And what happens next? It changes absolutely everything. Sure enough, at 5 a.m. sharp, this gleaming Rolls-Royce pulls up. The driver gets out and reveals the truth. Their eccentric guide is actually Mr. Stone Riley, a reclusive multi-billionaire. Apparently, he dresses down sometimes just to stay grounded and remember where he came from. So after this insane journey of pure luxury, we're talking the Rolls-Royce, the private jet, the whole deal, they finally land at the billionaire's just breathtaking compound in Mauritius. And as the sun is setting, they spot this lone figure standing on the beach, just waiting for them. And here it is, the first big twist. The figure on the beach turns around and it's not the billionaire. It's the Spellbinder, and he's alive, he's well, he's actually looking healthier than ever. Turns out, he's Mr. Riley's personal mentor, and that collapse on stage, just simple exhaustion. Okay, so with the whole crew together and the mystery solved, Mr. Riley finally starts to reveal the core philosophy that completely transformed his life. And it all begins with one really powerful idea. Riley talks about this idea of a keystone habit. Think of it like this. It's the one core behavior that once you start doing it, it just sparks this chain reaction of other good habits. It's a domino effect. And for him, the ultimate keystone habit is incredibly simple. Waking up at 5 a.m. Then he lays out the mindset you need to actually make this work, and it's built on these 5 rules. It's all about being ruthless with your distractions, dropping the excuses, and really getting that change is going to be hard at first, messy in the middle, and then amazing at the end. It's about being willing to do what 95% of people just aren't. And maybe most importantly, when you feel like giving up, you push through. And that brings us to the actual practical tool, the 20-20-20 formula. It's so simple. You take that first hour from 5 to 6 a.m. and you break it into 3 20-minute chunks. First, you move, intense exercise to get rid of stress hormones and boost the good ones. Second, you reflect, journaling, meditation, planning your day, whatever gives you clarity. And finally, you grow. Spend 20 minutes learning something, reading, listening to a podcast, anything to get your brain firing for the day. So, what's the whole point of all this? Well, this entire routine is engineered to do one specific thing: get you into a state of flow. You know that feeling, right? That peak mental state where you're just so locked in, so focused, that time disappears and you produce your absolute best, most creative work almost effortlessly. That's the goal. So, all of this, the story, the rules, the formula, it all boils down to one central idea. It's the core mantra of the entire philosophy. It's not just some catchy phrase. This is the whole thesis of the 5 a.m. Club, right here. The core belief is that if you can own that first hour, that quiet, uninterrupted hour, you create this ripple effect that elevates your entire life. And really, that's the big takeaway from this whole story. What the journey of the entrepreneur and the artist shows us is that real, lasting transformation, it doesn't start with some big, grand gesture. It starts in the quiet, in the discipline, in the consistent effort you put into that very first hour. Every single